Howdy folks, and welcome to the third episode of the eBay Free Money Challenge. This is a challenge where I take in bottles and cans and turn them in for money. Otherwise they would go in the trash. And I take the money and I come to Goodwill and I find something that I can buy and flip online for a profit. So let's see if we can get in here and find us something good. I'll see you inside. I forgot to tell you guys that what the budget is that we're working with this week. Last week we had $2.98 left over out of the budget. This week we added $3.80 to it, so that brings us to $6.70 some odd cents. I'll have better numbers for you towards the end of the video. Okay folks, it is crazy in this Goodwill today. There are just people everywhere, and I've only found a couple of things. This, I've been waiting on the crowd to dissipate in the area where I found this so I could show you where I found it. But there's people just constantly in and out, so I'm tired of waiting. But while I was waiting for the people to clear out, they brought out a cart full of media. Jackass VHS, and then 3 Disney Black Diamonds. Don't roast me, or do, I don't care. I sell a lot of these. Not for the big stupid money, but they sell pretty good, between $5 and $10. Now here's the thing, I only pay 10 cents a piece for these here. Peter Pan and Dalmatians I've already got, so those will just go in the back stock. Alice in Wonderland, those always sells through for me really fast. Jackass should bring me around 10 bucks. Same with Alice in Wonderland. So this thing we first started talking about is a light switch cover, imported by Takahashi in San Francisco. It's vintage and it should bring around $15. So we'll have a little money left over again this week. I'll do the math for you when we get home, and I'll post any links to the items we list today for the challenge. So hang tight and I'll see you back at the shop. We ended up having to come back. Turns out the Black Diamond VHS I picked up yesterday, I already have all 3 listed, so those will all 3 go in my back stock. The Alice in Wonderland copy, what I remembered was selling one, and it wasn't my last one, but the one I listed behind it was my last one, so it's good to have a backup for that one. And the only 2 things left was the VHS copy of Jackass and the light switch cover, and between the 2 of them it was still less than $2.50 or something like that. So I decided to come in here again today, see if I could find us a better item for our challenge, and here it is. Now this is only a partial piece. This is a base to a vintage lamp, and this glass actually reacts to, it's UV reactive uranium glass. And even the parts and pieces to these lamps, these tall floor lamps, even the parts and pieces, especially the glass parts, sell for really good money. And I'll show you that UV glow when we get it back to the shop. We're going to clean it up, and it's $7.99. I get 10% off of that, so that's going to be right on our budget, maybe a few cents over. I'm going to allow it. It'll put us in the red, but I'm going to allow it for the challenge. I mean, because who can't come up with a quarter and a dime in the cup holder of their vehicle, or in the back of their couch, or their sock drawer or something? So we are going to allow this one for the challenge. And so let's get it home, get it in the shop, get it cleaned up, and decide whether we're going to take it apart and just sell the glass pieces, or sell the whole thing and then take it apart for shipping. So we'll see you back at the shop. Whew. Okay folks, we did a little bit of a change in plans, as you saw in the last couple of clips. We started out thinking we were only going to get these 2 items plus 3 Disney Black Diamond films. The 3 Disney Black Diamond VHS tapes I already have listed, so those all just went in my back stock. As I sell those, I put together the best case with the best tape and I replace them. They're not big money, but they are fairly steady money. So don't let people fool you about the black diamond being worthless. They do have a little bit of value, and when you can pick them up for 10 cents a piece, which is what I pay for VHS here in Southern Oregon. All the Goodwill stores have them 10 for $1. So we ended up, it's just going to be these two things. We got the Jackass VHS, and then we got this Takahashi porcelain light switch cover. I just didn't feel that was good enough for the challenge. Now we're going to keep the Takahashi, or not the Takahashi, I'm getting things backwards. We're going to keep the Jackass VHS tape. This is a long tail item. We'll still put it in as part of the challenge. We only paid 9 cents for this. I get a 10% military discount. So I went back, and you guys saw me find this. This is a piece of a floor lamp. It would have been, God knows how tall or short it was, but this is a piece of a floor lamp. And these two pieces of glass, here and here, these are uranium glass, made by most likely a company called Acro Agate. A lot of people call this slag glass, but if I can get you can see that it glows, and we'll get you a real good glow picture of this here shortly. These two pieces of glass, if I pull this apart and I put just these two pieces of glass up, I could probably get $60 to $80 just for those two pieces alone. However, I saw at least 2 sold comps where just pieces like this sold for as much as $200 to $400. I don't expect this one to be one of the $400 ones, because that one had more pieces of glass. But we're going to do something with this that I haven't done in a very long time. We're going to run it on auction. So there's going to be a link to the auction for this parts and repairs pieces for a uranium glass lamp. If you want to go take a look at it, follow it. Maybe you like this kind of stuff and you need these parts and pieces. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to pull it all apart. We're going to clean it. It's got a little paint overspray and grease and stuff on it, and my puppy is wanting me to throw her ball. But anyway, it's got some, it's dirty. We're not going to try to refurbish any of this, strip any paint, redo anything. We're just going to clean what's here. We're going to list it up on auction. Let's talk numbers. We started out at the beginning of this video, we had $2.98 left in our budget. We dropped off cans and bottles for another $3.80, which brought our total in the budget to $6.78 whopping cents. Okay, we found this on the shelf for $7.99. That's more than we had budget for, even after my 10% veteran discount. Then I remembered I have something. I have a Goodwill loyalty card, which builds points, and those points can be used as money. So after my veterans discount and the couple of bucks I had on my loyalty card, we paid $4.90 for this. So that's well within our budget, enough so that it allowed us to tack on an extra 9 cents for this tape. So we'll have 2 items to list in the challenge this week. So after subtracting the $5 or $4.90 for this, we got our math wrong. Let's do this again. So let's subtract $4.90. That's going to leave us with $1.88 minus the 9 cents for the VHS. That's going to leave us $1.79 to the good in our budget. So we're got $1.79. We have yet to sell anything. There will be links. What I might do this time, I'm going to put a link to this auction And I'm also going to put a link to my eBay store so you can go and find the other items. There's a brass lock and a Flow B hair cutting system, this jackass tape, and this lamp. So let me get this cleaned up, put back together. I'll break out the black light, the big one, and get you a big glow picture of it. Be right back. Okay folks, change 4, revision 17. We're not going to sell all the pieces together. None of them match one another except the 2 glass pieces. And they used wads of electrical tape. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but they used wads of electrical tape to kind of hold the glass in place. This base does not match this piece that was on top inverted. None of it matches this. None of it fits. So we can't really sell it as a set of one lamp. The only thing we can sell together as part of the set is the 2 pieces of uranium slag glass made by Acro Agate. Now, when I got it apart to clean it, we can see that there's a pretty good bit of chipping on the inside of this piece. Same with this piece. There's also one little chip right here. Now, normally, I won't pick glass up when it's damaged. Sometimes I do it by accident because I don't see the damage in the heat of the moment when I'm buying. But if I see the damage, I normally won't pick it up. It'd have to be a pretty significant special piece of glass, and the damage has to be very minimal. But I promised you guys a glow pick with a better light, so let's get it turned on and warmed up. Let's turn these other lights off so we can get you a good view of these pieces glowing. There we go. Nice glow to those pieces of glass. So again, I'm still going to auction them off. We're going to start the bidding pretty low, run the auction for 7 days, and just see what we get out of them. So they won't be in this coming week's challenge, but they will be in the following week's challenge. So not the next episode, but the episode after that, we should have these sold, and that'll change our numbers. So I've already got the auction drafted for these. Just got to take the pictures, take some measurements and weights, and get them listed. And when you see this video, the auction will be live. So I'll put a link to the auction for this in there. We also have the VHS copy of Jackass that's going to go live, and I'll put a link to that also. So stay tuned, and we'll see you in the next one.